Remember to use the timestamps in the description to jump to different parts of the video. Let's get straight to the point. If you're planning to get the new 24-inch iMac for school, let's say for your entire high school years, the base model should be able to handle everything with the M1 chip and the 7-core GPU. Trust me, it'll be fast enough for most of the school and personal things. This also applies to people who are planning to get the new iMac for work if your work only involves basic documentations, spreadsheet, research, video conference, and other basic office-related tasks. I'm pretty sure that's the majority of use on an iMac at work. Yes, you don't need the top model with the best graphics unless you are doing graphic-related work. We'll talk about that later in this video. The main thing you need to customize is to get more storage on your new iMac because, let's be real, an iPhone can have up to 512GB of storage, which doubles the 256GB on the base model of iMac. They should really stop selling computers with 256GB. Besides schoolwork and work, I'm pretty sure you will start importing pictures, videos, games, apps onto your new iMac, and through all these years of using smart devices, it is not surprising to have over 100GB of just photos and videos for a person. So 512GB is the base storage that I would suggest you to get for school and work. I've seen so many friends of mine regretting not getting more storage space when they purchased their computers. Yes, you can use an external drive to store photos and videos. That will save you about half the cost compared to the storage upgrade on a Mac. But it will also add the inconvenience when you are trying to use a unibody computer like an iMac. Let's be real, it looks cleaner and better without an external hard drive dangling on an iMac, and you will also have the risk of losing or damaging the external hard drive. I've seen iMac being used easily over 5 years, so trust me, you'll need more storage especially for school and work. You will most likely overlap your school year and your work year with the same iMac, so it is very important to get the storage space right at the beginning. In terms of RAM, for school and regular office work, you will most likely be good enough with the 8GB of RAM, but I would suggest you to upgrade the RAM to 16GB if you're planning to use the computer for 5 to 7 years. You never know if you will be using more memory demanding apps in the future. This is to future-proof your iMac. At the moment of making this video, Apple is not showing any options to customize the new 24-inch iMac. I would suggest you to wait till you can start ordering, and they should have the customization options ready. I'm pretty sure the customizations will be available on the launch day. Keep in mind that you will be waiting even longer because of the customizations, but I think it is definitely worth waiting for the right computer that suits your needs. Once they have the customizations ready, for students, I would suggest you to keep everything in the base model and just add the extra storage. My suggested minimum storage space is 512GB, and the most versatile being 1TB if you can afford it. Unfortunately, you will only be able to get more than 1TB on the higher end models, so keep that in mind. The reason why I'm not suggesting the higher model is because the extra things you get are not that needed for most people. First, you get one more GPU core, which does not really matter because the 7-core in the base model is way more than enough for school, work, games, entertainment, and more. Then you get 2 more USB 3, which is a fast USB-C, just to keep things simple, but you are already getting 2 Thunderbolt ports, which is an even faster and more powerful USB-C, again just to keep things simple when you're getting the base model. So you should have enough ports for accessories with the base model. The only main reason why I think you need 2 more extra USB 3 ports is when you are connecting your iMac to external displays while having to connect to at least 2 USB-C accessories. I edit all my videos on my MacBook Pro and I have 2 monitors connected to it, and I only occasionally need the 3rd USB-C port for file transfer, and I'm doing it as a full-time job. For school and office work, I really don't think that many people would need that many ports. Also, the new iMac has a 4.5K display already, so I really doubt a lot of people will connect an external monitor to the iMac. Trust me, I personally have never seen a consumer level monitor that looks better or as nice as the iMac screen. You also get the Gigabit Ethernet port on the power brick of the new iMac when you get the higher model. Again, for school and regular office work, you will have Wi-Fi 6 on the new iMac, which I don't even have Wi-Fi 6 at home and I'm still living fine. Let's be real, how often do you see people using Ethernet connection at home on their computers? Personally, I have never seen one, at least within my friend circle. I've only seen Ethernet connection at work, and that is because it requires server level data transfer. The last major difference is the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. To me, this one is the only difference that is worth getting the higher model for regular school and office work, especially for work because it allows you to quickly switch between users. At work, I think most likely the iMac will be used by more than one person, unless you're very lucky. For students, I don't think you need to have the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID because most likely you will be the only person using the iMac, unless you have siblings that are going to use the same iMac. We will get into that very soon when we talk about getting an iMac for the family. Even if you do have other people sharing the same iMac, you can still do it with passwords and separate login profiles. So the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, again, it's not something needed. I'm also pretty sure they will include the keyboard upgrade option when you customize the base model of the iMac. The last difference is kind of silly, to be honest with you. You can only get blue, green, pink, and silver if you're getting the base model, and you get the special yellow, orange, and purple for higher models. Unless those are your absolute favorite colors, I just think it is a gimmick more than a functional reason. And yes, there are people who want to show off that they have a higher model by having the special colors. Personally, I don't even care about the color of my computer or phone after maybe 2 days of using it. But if it is from a design perspective that the color of the iMac will fit the color scheme of your environment, then I think the extra cost for a specific color is definitely worth it. Okay, for work, and I'm talking about work that involves heavier graphics work, more data, and more power-hungry apps. Yes, I'm sure you know which one to get already. Get the higher model with as much storage as you can. You don't want to get stuck in the future because you are missing a port, because of the Ethernet speed, or the extra bit of storage. If you're getting the new iMac for your family, and I'm talking about families with more than one person sharing the iMac, I would suggest you to get the higher model. First, because of the ability to get the 2TB storage space. I would highly recommend you to get the 2TB storage space for the family if you can afford it. Let's say if you have 4 people sharing the iMac in your family, 2TB will only get you 500GB per person, and that's a little less than the minimum storage I suggest for one person. Plus, if you have someone who takes a lot of photos and videos, you know which one I'm talking about. They will probably go over their storage limit, so get the 2TB if you can afford it. The second reason is the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. It will be much easier to switch between personal profiles on the iMac, and for seniors especially, Touch ID is a lot easier than asking them to remember another password to log in. That will save another trip to the Apple Genius Bar. Trust me, it is not fun to bring an iMac out of their house. If you're getting the new 24-inch iMac for seniors, let's be honest, they deserve new stuff too, or I should say even more than other age group. I would suggest them to get the base model, upgrade the storage to 1TB if they can afford it, because I've seen a lot of seniors taking a lot of photos and videos and receiving a lot of photos and videos from their children, grandchildren, and friends, so higher storage is better. Another customization I would suggest for seniors is the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. Again, it will be much easier for them to use Touch ID than a login password one is a setup. Touch ID will help when they are using iCloud Keychain to save passwords, downloading apps, and even just adjusting settings in system preferences. The reason why I'm not suggesting seniors to get the higher model is because I don't think the extra USB-C ports and the Ethernet ports are that important to most of them. I personally don't even use them, and I use my computer for pretty heavy-duty work too. That's it. Those are my thoughts and suggestions on which iMac to get for school, work, family, and seniors. Again, we don't know the cost of any of the customizations at the moment of making this video yet, but I will try to update my suggestions with another video in the future, so stay tuned. This is my first time doing this kind of suggestions video, so let me know if there is any room of improvements down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.